And I'll just remove this. Get results. Get rid of the branded answers. That leaves me with the non-branded. I select all 640, and that's the number. Download keyword ideas, and I'm going to go Google Sheets. Now for this, you want to follow my tutorial, which I have listed in the workbook, which the drive is referring to your Google Drive. So you want to have a Google account in order to do all this stuff. And I'm going to give the file name some meaning, like flight training in front. Google Drive is fine, and click download. And the report has been downloaded. Now there's no physical download because it's Google Sheets. So just click open sheet. A new tab opens up, and there you go. You have your Google Sheet with the keywords and the average monthly searches, which is really what you're looking for. The rest of the things you don't really need. There are a few things you can do. You can choose to ignore them. You can choose to select all and delete the columns. You're left with the top three. We don't even need the currency. We're going to go B and delete the column. And I'm going to remove the first two. And that leaves me with the labels, keyword, and average monthly searches. Now with that, I now can go to data and sort by a range. So if I do this, in fact, I can come here and sort A to Z. It goes from A to Z. Or more realistically, we want to go from Z to A. There you go. So what you have now is keyword data. You find something a bit strange over here. And this is a Google Sheet thing, right? 90, 90, 70, 50, 40, everything seems fine. But suddenly you have 140 below 20, which doesn't make sense. That's because of the formatting. So unfortunately, you really need to come here and choose number formatting, like this, and you can remove the decimal places, and now you sort again and you see the right sort order, 140 all the way down to 10, and you have a whole bunch of keywords over here. This ones I'm not interested because they are all about branded flight schools. There's no volume here anyway. I'm not interested. I'm going to now delete these rows, and that leaves me with this master list over here, where the highest searches is that of a branded search, which is my flight school, followed by pilot cadet program, commercial pilot, private pilot, pilot license, pilot training, pilot course, and so on and so forth. Herein lies your first dilemma for those of you who are new, or not so new even, because one glance at this and you say, well, all these terms sound very, very similar. Is there something I should do about it? And the answer will be yes. There's something you need to do to fix this thing or this observation. So with that, I'm going to bring you back to the slides. And this is where we left off. Step 2, download keyword ideas to Google Sheets. And optionally, you can install the add-on if you want. And as I mentioned, you need to sort the keywords by average monthly searches, which I've shown you how to do. Remember, if it's Google Sheets, you will need to format that row to numbers and remove the decimal places. And this is where the next stage of the keyword intelligence methodology starts. Because over here, we are saying review keywords, retain relevant keywords, and keywords with topic-based importance. That also means delete non-relevant keyword. So all these can be done on the Google Sheet itself. You can manipulate the Google Sheet, and in the unlikely event that you screw up, you can always start again. Not a problem. These are all step 2 activities, and when you're done with your initial review of keywords, you copy what you want to keep onto my SEO template. And what do you copy over? Well, you just copy over the keywords and the associated average monthly searches. That 2 column is all you need, and that's the reason why I deleted everything else. Here's a screenshot walkthrough of the steps, and this is basically the download to Google Sheets instruction, where you have to click on the blue button, and having downloaded the keyword ideas and following all these steps, then we will move to step 3, which is to organize the keywords on the SEO template. Let's go back to Google Sheets now. And let's just figure out how to do this efficiently, which is to delete keywords that I don't really want to keep. For example, if you ask me to choose between Pilot Cadet and Pilot Cadet programs, I already keep the one with programs because it really suggests more of a commercial intent than an informational intent. I'm going to delete this, and of course I can just select the role and right click and click delete role. Now, but of course, if you do this very often, you will realize that every right click is one additional click that you don't need to execute, because you could just do this and presumably control minus. How did that work? Well, as it turns out, because I had to go through the same flow because I decided to go Google Sheets, it turns out that you will need to go to Help, Keyboard Shortcuts, and you would need to enable compatible spreadsheet shortcuts, which is really toggling this on to green as opposed to off. Because if it's off, for example, and I do this, control minus, as you can see, it activates the zoom feature, not the delete feature. And of course, I was puzzled too as well, and found out that the solution is to go to Help, Keyboard Shortcuts, enable this, close it, and right now, if I wanted to, I can just come here and control minus and delete. Much faster. And remember, my friends, everything is about efficiency. If I go through the list here, I'm not going to spend too much time. In this case, I'm going to remove Commercial Pilot, but keep the license of the training or the course itself, because all these are commercial keywords. And of course, I will share with you more on how these things are derived later on. But for now, I want to kind of walk you through on the next step. What is it you do from this point on time?